Good afternoon. It's a little after 4 o'clock on Monday, May 10th. It's a very busy week for our family. We have 3 birthdays, a graduation. Well, the graduation is on Monday next week, a week away, for our daughter graduating with a master's in accounting from Wake, and that's very exciting. Very exciting. And yeah, so we're feeling all the pressure of just trying to do a good job with everybody's birthdays and celebrate graduations and so on. But what the Lord is just pressing on me right now is the reality that what the enemy is trying to do right now is to drag out this process, thinking that if the wicked leaders of this world, the visible and the hidden, can drag this out. They know they cheated in the election. They know that the pandemic is a fake thing. They know the vaccine's not good for people. They know everything that we are trying to warn people about. They lie as a way of course. There's no different approach other than spin, deception, all Satan's tricks, magic. It looks like this, but it's really that. And what they're trying to do is get us to cave, people like me and other people like me who know God's voice, who hear his voice. And I hear it in my being at various points along the way. And I know to remember God's words to me. I don't forget. I trust God. I lean heavily on his word. I lean heavily on his power. I lean heavily on his justice. And I believe that there is no way that the enemy is going to win. And I hold on to that reality every day. And if Satan thinks that he can drive other people like myself who are called to stand and hold ground and hold the line and all that, if Satan thinks that we're going to give in, we've already been rejected by the world. We've already been laughed at, scorned, mocked, rejected by our family. We've already been through all this stuff. There's nothing that they can do to us that can really impact our resilience and our determination to spread the truth. Because we realize why we were born. We realize that our mouth matters. Our words written matter. And so we're going to hold on. We're going to hold on to truth. We're going to hold on to God and his character. We're going to hold on to what he wants to do in our time. We're not going to fall for the deception, because we saw deception long ago. We saw the system play its ugly hand years and years ago. And so we've been in training. We can see through all the garbage. And there's days when you wonder, man, am I really the only guy that gets it? Or you feel like, why is it that people just go along with this stuff? And they're smart people. They got degrees, they got doctorate degrees. They got a lot of money, or they've got a high position in society. And yet they don't see the deception. They don't see the lies. Well, if anyone out there thinks that God isn't going to fix this, you're greatly mistaken. God is going to fix what went wrong and is wrong, not just in 2020, but going back to 9/11. Well, through the whole Obama, the fact that he really wasn't a true American citizen and all that. You do the research. You just got to do the research. It's clear. His birth certificate was fraud. It was done forensically, checked out by independent parties that were objective. They just want to know the truth. And Europeans that specialize in documents and determining dates of things and printing. They determined that his birth certificate was a fraud. So you have a false president for 2 terms. You have 9/11, where we took out our own financial system. We took out our own buildings and laid it at the feet of some tribal group of people in Afghanistan or wherever. And that was all a lie. And then you go all the way back to JFK. We killed our own president because he wasn't cooperating with the industrial military complex. And then you go back to World War II and how it was started, Pearl Harbor, which not 100% real. There was some falsehood there. And then you go back to the Bolshevik Revolution, which was pretend mob rule to create a situation that caused World War I. And it just keeps going back. The more you go back, you see more lies, more deception. You go to the Jekyll Island situation with the banking taking over our nation with the fiat currency and the debt, putting us all in debt, and debt slaves. You go back to Civil War and how we settled that whole mess, put our nation under a corporate structure. It's just been so long have we been under a false pretense of freedom. And we, the prophets that were trained by God from the standpoint of a cave, alone, isolated, had to learn to stand alone, had to learn to hold ground, had to learn to pray, had to learn to war, had to learn how to discern the spirits. And we had to survive many attacks, internal within our own family, because there are times when your wife doesn't know what you're thinking and they think you're crazy. As your dearest friend, your closest ally can think you're crazy when you go through your training process with learning how to be God's voice. So this petition that's out there that is trying to get prophets to just recant, that's the most idiotic, stupidest thing I've ever heard. First of all, who do you write it to? The world system? Hi, world system. All these prophets that went out there on the limb and they prophesied that Trump would have 2 terms. They said he was going to win the election. They don't represent us, the church, the true church of God. Like, who cares about the world system? It's satanic. It's evil. Why do we got to cater to those people? Are we writing it to the church that's sleepy and twisted and doesn't know who God really is, doesn't have his voice in their heart? Are we writing it to them? I mean, who's the petition to? So these are the things that are coming against us now. It's a delay to get us to recant, and it's never going to happen. May God bless these words.